Online, we have Allan Ferguson, president of the Scrap Iron Association of TNT. A pleasant good evening, sir.
Pleasant good evening to you, sir. How are you?
Well, when I communicate with you, I always try to get some good news because it hurts me, really and truly, to know that an industry that so many people, and I think people don't understand the history of the industry, how many people were able to send their children to school and live a better life. And for some reason, there are those who believe that that is just too good for Allan Ferguson and his team. Now, we had Nairi Alfonso, attorney at law, our first interview. And one of the things when she weighed in on this is that it seems that they're simply moving the goalposts every time they make an announcement about your industry. Tell us, where are we at now?
Well, last week they make some new regulation for us to be able to run this industry. When we look at it and we look at our members, and one of the things that I tell them is that you cannot stay in an office and want to make regulation for industry that you don't even know how the members operate, how they function, what they have, what kind of tools they have operating with. And it comes like Mikee K. You see about 1,000 people in Frederick Street selling and making a dollar to feed the family. And because you allow them for a whole decade or 2 decades, and when you check yourself now, you want to remove all of them, but you're not finding no way that you could put them or do something for them. You just come with regulation and you know that them being able to even get 2 or 3 of the things that you're asking them for. So what you're doing, you're just taking away something from them that they feed the family with and send the children to school, and some of them pay the rent, some of them pay the bills all over. And I mean, when you look at hundreds of family and thousands of family you're going to interfere with. I sometimes wonder if poor people do certain people something in this country, because every single thing poor people put their hand on, if they find a reason that they could say that, hey, all you're operating in a bad way, we're going to fix it. When they start to fix it, you know when they start to fix it, you're not going to get it again. That's going to go away from you. And my understanding, because let me tell you, Mikee K, because I am the president of this association, I am telling them that I standing firm, I standing strong, I will make my presence, I will fight for my members, and I always tell my members, I will walk the talk, but I will stand up with you all, and I will stay strong, because you see, this industry, and a lot of people in Trinidad need to know that this is the last thing that poor people have, you know.
Yeah.
This is the last thing. They're going to already take away the little tulum. People used to be by the corner selling sugar cake and tulum and all these other things. It's just because we don't have conscious, like, you know. When you go to the grocery and you watch all these things where it made from and where it's coming from now, you know we lost that and all. We lost that.
Yeah, because
we ain't conscious of that, you know.
Ferguson, let me just read out something here. Now, an application for a scrap metal collector's license shall be in the form set out and, of course, schedule, what have you, proof of payment, and in the case of an individual, 2 passport-size photographs of the individual, a copy of any of the following forms of valid identification, so your ID card, your passport, your driver's permit, a certificate of character issued by the TTPS no more than 6 months before the date of application, evidence of and a statutory declaration in the form set out in the schedule, right? Now, in the case of a company, its certificate of incorporation or registration, as the case may be, its articles of incorporation, a valid income tax clearance certificate, a valid value-added tax clearance certificate where applicable, a valid National Insurance Board compliance certificate, proof of address, registered or principal office as the case, character again from TTPS and what have you, all of these things. And then you have to wait for the inspector. That's a new thing. Ms. Alfonso brought that up to us, of course. You have to wait for the inspector. Is this basically an exercise in trying to frustrate the scrap iron dealers to say, listen, all right, you win, we throw in the towel, that's it. We can't come up to par.
Well, Mikee K, That is what it is about, to frustrate us. Because let me tell you something, right? In normal company, you talk about some things, normal company might get that. But as I mentioned to you in the early stages, when you go to, all right, let me use just a Rima dump road. When you go up in that road and you watch what's taking place in that road, is that thousands of families get employed by this industry in that road, because everybody in that road, they do scrap, and where they get the scrap from? They're not buying no scrap from nobody coming with you want to show receipt and thing. You know where they're collecting from? The dump. Where you will getting a receipt for the material that they're getting in these dumps now. So when you understand what they're trying to do to these people who make an honest dollar each and every day. Now, one of the reports that you read and you will investigate it for your own self is that these people in the dump, they remain the whole day collecting scrap, batteries and all kind of things with these trucks coming daily and dump it in these dumps. These people had nothing to do with TSCT wire, These people had nothing to do with no manhole cover, These is only innocent people working daily to feed the family. And when you want to punish them too, because you telling them, hey, come out of the business now, because you listen to me, we don't want any business, because you're poor, and all you have no sense, and all you can't do nothing. That is what they're telling to the members who operate in the Beatum dump, the dump in Arima, the dump in Clarkson Bay, the dump in Point 14. And you telling the people in the dump in Tobago also, let me tell you something, remove yourself from these dump, because they look at things, Let me tell you something. I went in Tobago and when they do this bill and they do this regulation, it was like even concentrating on the people in Tobago also too. Because when Tobago people start to stock up material by in front of the place or in the back of the house, because they can't come to Trinidad with 1 ton, because the expense that they had to pay to able to come with a truck to bring the material to Trinidad, they had to stock it up. But where we have to stock it up now? You telling them they can't stock up that material in the yard. Mikee K, I will tell them, and I keep on telling them, all you come and every walk and all you see about the industry, you cannot sit down in the office and think you could understand this industry, I am telling them, and they think it's true, thousands of people feed the family from this industry. And because they feel that they could do poor people anything, and anything poor people have, they want to take it away from it. But I telling them, I feel that this, what they're doing to us, it might have a change, Trinidad might see some change because of that, Because I am telling you, when you see sufferers back against the wall and they can't move nowhere else, Mikee K, when sufferers back against the wall and they can't do nothing, they just come out, because it has nothing else, so no poor people to do again, Them fellas and them make it clear to me, it has nothing them to do again, Nobody don't want to give them no employment, Let me tell you all Trinidad and Tobago something. Some of these fellas come out from jail and we work with them to change and make change with them, And some of them start to build a house and change their whole life, And these is people are telling now, listen to me, because of your record, you weren't even able to even get a collector license, Because you want to make change in your life. You want to suffer now, because of what you're doing, Because of the mistake you're making, And this is what I'm telling my members and them. And Mikee K, I am telling them, we need to sit down and we need to work out this thing and we need to carry them and let them see, because they can't work out this in the office.
Yeah, I believe there's a meeting sometime scheduled later this week.
Yeah, what they write to us and tell us they are available for this Tuesday to have a meeting. I welcome the meeting, and I hope that this meeting will bring some change and some kind of sanity back to this industry. We hope that they will listen to us. I think we will work with a strong team. We will work with a team with full of lawyers and people who understand our cry and people who understand the industry, and we will put out all the necessary ills that it have now that bubbling us in this industry. We will do all the things necessary to bring out every single thing at the time that they give us, so that we could talk. Because I could tell you something, Mikee K. this industry, and I keep telling people, is the last thing for people have.
All right.
Okay?
Allan, we will be checking in with you again very soon because I know this is it. Your back is against the wall. There are no more options. I mean, you have members who are saying they don't understand what is this registration online. Then they have to wait for the inspector to come. The inspector may not come, may not show up. He could be delayed. The boat is not going to stay out there on the waters waiting for you. So at the end of the day, your livelihood is under threat. Closing comments. Go right ahead. Go ahead.
And Mikee K, before you go, right?
Yeah.
I want to share something. They say they want to give it 2 months export license. Mikee K, when you do an order and you do a little bit of, you say 200 tons of material in that 2 months, and that material and that order done, Mikee K, you have to apply back for 2 months again. And you know what happened? You have to wait 5 or 6 weeks of doing nothing. Guys, is running industry. Them like me. Like when they work a month in government, I hold up the salary for the next 6 weeks before they get paid. You know how that is? You know how this could work? You know how this could work? The people who come from all over the world and come to give us contracts, you think they want to come in an environment that is operating? So I have been talking to Chinese and Indians who just come to buy our material, and they make it clear to me that they don't want to be in a system like that. They're telling me that we government don't know what they're doing. And they're clear telling me that we government don't know what they're doing. And I want them to understand that they don't understand that we understand the industry. We work, Mikee K, I scrap and rice every day. Them could never understand this industry. So I dedicate myself and to this industry.
So
how I understand this industry.
True. So I know for a fact that the meeting is later on this week. You said about Thursday. After that, of course, you are going to deal with matters different because there are no options. Time has run out, every day they're shifting the goalposts on you. I think we understand that. Closing comment.
Because you see, what they set up the thing, right? Just before you always set up the regulation, that they could come with regulation, continue coming with regulation, and they promise us. And I will get back the talk that they promised us in Parliament that when they're ready to do regulation, they will communicate with us. Up to now, with that new regulation that they come out with, I have no communication with them.
Mr. Ferguson, I understand. Many of the citizens stand with you in solidarity, and we will be highlighting the plight of this industry. Totally unfair. Totally unfair. All the best of luck to you, and we'll be speaking again shortly.